Martha Graham once said, "Dance is the hidden language of the soul of the body." After dancing for a little over 10 years now, it was only last May that I found the truth in this statement. During my first ever solo act on stage at my senior dance recital, I felt the overwhelming feeling of something extraordinary and comforting wash over me and take over my movements. I had heard many amazing dancers talk of similar experiences before I encountered my own, and felt as if I would never achieve it. It was my last recital as a student at my local dance studio, and the first time I had ever done a solo act on stage. My sadness of leaving the studio and graduation, my nervousness of dancing alone, and my stress over helping the studio director run the show overwhelmed me immensely. Nevertheless, when the lights came up and the music began to play, I danced. All of a sudden, I was not nervous or sad or stressed or tired. I became confident, happy, carefree, and energy-filled. My limbs and torso performed all the choreographed movements, but my mind did not ponder on them. It was as if the music took me into its arms and carried me through the actions. I was everywhere and nowhere. It felt as if my inner spirit alone filled the entire stage within those 2 minutes, answering to the music and showing the world what it meant to me until the lights faded out, leaving me in darkness to listen to the low rumble of applause from my friends and family. During that moment, the energy of the music consumed me, allowing me to bask and play in its pleasurable power. This reminded me of the Wheel of Spirituality portion labeled Awakening to Creative Energy, further explained as ecstasy, immersion in energy, reveling in the sheer power of the universe. This immersion of myself in its creative energy permitted me to add my own inspired liveliness to the mix, thus submerging me into imaginative forces. This sense of euphoria that swept over me during my performance reminded me of what Gottlieb said in Chapter 11 of his book, Spirituality, What It Is and Why It Matters, regarding the world's possession of grace in spite of the many despairs. There is a sudden, unexpected, seemingly unearned vision, an overwhelming sense of being held and comforted by the universe, life, or God. We might seem to hear God's voice or feel a sense of divine presence. What makes us call this grace is that it is a surprising gift, our own little miracle, emphatically not something we have earned or could ever have expected. I felt as if a divine presence was guiding me and comforting me through the dance, perhaps the universe or the spirit of the moment collaborating with my soul to create a relationship with something greater than myself. This relates to the Wheel of Spirituality portion labeled Sense of Interconnectedness, further defined as a oneness with the natural world and larger universe. To me, movement is one of the most natural abilities humans possess. By performing those natural movements without even having to think about them resulted in a transportation of my soul out of the constraints of my limbs and into the atmosphere around me, and further tied me to something larger than myself, whatever that may be. I have always loved abstract art because I feel it exemplifies the true creative mind of an artist. Jumbled, colorful, and beautiful. Dances by Arthur Bowen Davies is an abstract piece of 2 women dancing against a background of abstract shapes and lines of different darker colors. To me, the lighter colored woman resembles the artist in human form, not really letting all the colors within shine through for the world to see. She also poses in a more subdued way, almost as if she is afraid to really let go of any tension. The more colorful woman resembles the artist's soul being released into the atmosphere for a fleeting moment. Her pose is full of life with her limbs flying out and her head tilted back. Looking at the 2 women side by side looks as if the colorful woman erupted out of the opposite, sending the latter backwards in motion. This piece resonated with me strongly because in my moment on stage, I felt like the not-so-colorful woman having something absolutely wonderful and vibrant erupt out of my being and fill the atmosphere with life. With that, I would like to leave with this quote from Martha Graham that I believe summarizes my experience in a wonderful way. The body is your instrument in dance, but your art is outside that creature, the body.